All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to our
Wait, is this real or is
debut.
this another rehearsal?
Jacob, this is real. Welcome to our debut podcast. Uh,
Okay, are you sure? Because we did this like a bunch of times and we're
Jacob, oh
actually
my God,
recording.
I know. This is this podcast.
Okay, so we are recording then.
Yes. God damn it. This podcast is called If
Name is a work in
Work
progress.
in Progress Name, and so
So you may be very confused right now because it may be another, just so you know, there might be another title on our actual website. What are we fucking posting this on?
it's gonna be on YouTube.
Okay, on the YouTube title may be something completely different. Just so you
But
know.
we'll see.
Right now we are calling it if question mark.
Okay, yes. So I am your host, Seth Mueller, otherwise known as Super. Whoa, that's an old one.
Ooh,
What if
throwback.
I
Throwback.
used
Don't look up that name. Do
what
not look up
if
that
I
name,
used
George.
that name? This is your host, Seth. I'm official with our other co-host and resident uh,
Expert.
expert on all things if, then, and
And also
what,
America's sweetheart.
and every other country's public enemy number one.
Don't look up my crimes, please. You won't like what you
Uh,
find.
Jacob Skidmore is joining us for the rest of all these episodes.
Wait, 1 second. I have to. 1 second. I got a goof. Let me just. Hold up. Okay, say that again.
What did I say?
You said like introduce me again.
Jacob.
1 second.
I could have just put that in post.
Thank you, everybody.
Uh,
The recording heard that, right?
I think so. All right.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
we will also be joined by our first guest, Ketty, today. But she's running a little late, so we're gonna go through some stuff
And I
before
got
she gets
so
here.
bored that I decided we were going to record now.
Yes, he did. But so how this works is we're going to be answering life's unanswerable questions. We'll be giving distinct answers for what if
We will be finding
hypothetical
the right
questions.
question, the right answers to these unanswerable questions. By the way.
Yes, and so we'll be taking a bunch of hypothetical questions from random sources online we found, and that'll be for the first episode. But please feel free to leave a comment of a hypothetical question you want answered. Make it a little original. Come up with your own. Don't just search for one and send it in, but that's still fine. But please, we need more content. You are our source.
I have been answering hypothetical questions for years, and I'm running out.
We're running
I'm
out.
so bored. My life is my life is empty without hypothetical questions.
We've made this podcast specifically
Save
so
my
we can
life.
find more hypothetical
Oh yeah,
questions.
we do not care about entertaining you people at all. What we want is more hypothetical questions so that we can keep going. If you don't give us hypothetical questions, I might kill myself.
Whoa, don't go that far, Jacob. Don't go that far.
I
But
don't understand why not. Without hypothetical questions, my life is
but
meaningless.
what if you did go that far?
Okay, we do have to figure out what the fuck we're
Okay.
calling this podcast though.
Well,
Also,
okay.
is this like a PG podcast? Should I be cursing?
You could curse. I mean, don't go like insane or anything.
I'm a soldier boy. You know that like
I know,
we curse like
Jacob. I
sailors.
know. We curse like a sailor, but it's all right. We'll get through it together. Just
Okay,
keep it where YouTube won't
take it down,
yeah, like
dude. Soundboard, so we
strike
can do a
me.
little bleep thing.
Okay, but how are we gonna bleep in real time? Like
I'll
then
warn you every time I
yeah, you have to
curse.
warn me every time you curse. You already curse like
Every
a
time.
sailor. I doubt that you'll be able to like warn me right beforehand. But
I'll be like,
regardless.
oh fuck, oh damn it, I forgot to warn you. Fuck, I'm such an idiot.
I have
Okay,
I have a
to be
first
safe.
question. Wait, I have a first question.
Wait, okay.
I have a first question I want to get into. All right. So, first question of the day is if you could swap bodies with any person for 24 hours, who would you choose?
Wait, I thought we were figuring out what we were going to call this podcast first.
Well, what if we did this first?
Can we put this on Spotify?
We can.
Cool. Okay, so what if? Okay, so what if we did this question first instead of figuring out what the name is?
Yes.
Okay, God, that's a tough one actually.
It is. I think it'd be beneficial to the podcast in a whole to start off with something general before we like to give the audience a taste of what it is before we just like
That's
jump into the
true.
meat.
Because right now they're probably like, this is the weirdest fucking podcast I've heard in my life.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, you've convinced me, and I think I've convinced myself. So, who's the person you're choosing to switch bodies with, Jacob? 24
Abraham
hours.
Lincoln.
Okay, this brings up a big dilemma.
Mm.
Uh, like, he's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
I don't see the issue, but go on.
when you die, do you stop becoming a person?
What are you saying, Seth?
Like,
So you're asking like within the confines of this question, are dead people considered a person?
yes, I think we have to answer that first before we can go into, you being Abe Lincoln for a day.
Okay, so what? Let me look up the definition of what a person is.
Yes, please. I would like to hear that. Like, do we have to be alive to be a person, or is any like?
A human being regarded as an individual.
So do you?
So yeah,
Wait,
definitely.
Jacob. Wait, but do you lose your individuality once you die?
You just become a statistic. Sadly.
No. I'm saying that like when Abraham Lincoln died, what died was Abraham Lincoln. His body isn't his individuality; it's his
Okay, but
personality and
that's
all of his
dumb
thoughts and
because
feelings.
you never go down the road and see like roadkill on the side, and you're like, well, that's not a deer anymore. You're
I
like,
mean,
oh, there's a dead
oh,
deer.
oh, but for some reason you go to the supermarket and you see steak on the wall, and you're like, you don't think to yourself that's a cow.
Seth, are you implying that we butchered Abraham Lincoln
No,
and like fucking like chopped him up?
no, but I mean, he did get a bullet to the brain.
I don't
So he's
think.
probably not in the best. Oh, Keddy's here. Perfect time. Welcome everyone. This is Keddy. Can I? What do you want to be called, Keddy? Can I use your last name? Should I not say your last name? Should I plug your band?
Just say Kenny.
Okay,
Plug
it's
your
You don't have
band.
to
Keddy.
plug my band. It's fine.
Plug your band.
Please check the description for Keddy's band, Brain Broke. So we're talking to the lead singer of
Oh my
the
gosh.
band Brain Broke on our podcast. A star-studded podcast,
Oh, we
Jacob.
have we have a guest star on our first episode.
We do. Okay, Kenny.
Wow.
You gotta help me and Jacob through this. So
Okay.
we're discussing right now if when you die, do you lose your individuality or not?
Are you if you're dead, are you a person?
Well, okay. Does having individuality make you a person?
That's what the definition says.
I am the resident expert, and that's what I said. It says a human being regarded as an individual. That is the definition of a person.
No, I feel like you stay a person.
Okay,
See, I agree,
okay, fine,
'cause, I was
fine.
just saying, like roadkill.
What about roadkill?
Roadkill, you still say like that's a deer on the side of the road, even though
you're
it's
not
dead.
like, oh, well, that's just not a deer anymore.
Right.
Okay,
You're
but
like-
you also don't say. But at the supermarket, you don't say that's a cow. You say that's a steak.
Okay, but steak implies cow.
Does
this
it?
is
Because you
true.
could have a pork steak.
Can't do
Nobody nobody says that.
Uh,
What? One
a
second,
co-
I'm looking this up. Fact checking.
Yeah, pork steak, I believe.
Pork steak.
It's just a
I'm sure
steak.
that
A steak is a
pork
cut of
does exist.
It is a thing.
lamb steak too. Steak is a certain part of the animal that's butchered,
Okay,
not a specific.
No,
But
no,
when
'cause,
you
like,
talk about steak, most of the time you're talking about you say beef.
Okay, sure, that's fair. I'll give you that. But does that cow have its individuality when it's just a steak?
Okay.
yes.
Okay, we're gonna agree. It's a yes. Okay, Jacob. So you can pick Abraham Lincoln to swap bodies with for 24 hours.
Okay, so let's see how this happens. So now here's the question: am I swapping like am I swapping bodies or are we swapping souls?
It says you could swap body. You could swap.
Wait, where are you getting these questions from?
We have a list of hypothetical questions, and this
Sent
is
in
a
by our
random
avid
one.
fans.
No,
Okay.
we have no fans. Zero fans at the time of recording.
I am a fan. I'm going to text Lil Jarrett. I'm going to get to be our first fan.
Okay, fine. We'll have
To send in questions. He'll send in some good ones.
Okay, but the question is, the first question we decided to go with is if you could swap bodies with, if you could body swap with any person for 24 hours, who would you choose? And Jacob said Abraham Lincoln.
Why?
It was a very emotional choice for me.
Uh-huh.
Like, it wasn't so much that logically I was like, this is who I want to switch bodies with.
Okay,
it
well,
was
let's...
a feeling in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that said, swap bodies with Abraham Lincoln.
Okay, but let's get some other things, like, straight here. So let's have some predetermined rules that we set for ourselves for this question, because it is very vague.
I just realized I've been going about this wrong. It's not the question of who we have to find the right answer to these questions. Not just personally what's right for us. What is the correct answer?
I don't think that there is a correct answer. I think these are personal questions.
Teddy, you are so wrong. You are the most wrong person on the planet right now. What if you were right is what the question we should be asking, but it's not. The question is, who's the right person to choose?
Mm-hmm.
But why wouldn't that be an individual choice?
Kenny, we're not looking for individual choices. We're looking for right answers to hypothetical questions.
I hate you guys.
There's an objective right answer to this question, Kenny.
Oh,
like, there is a best person to switch spots with.
Is God a person? No. God's
a human being, so no.
God's a woman, so...
Can we...
Wait, hold on. Does that make God not a person?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
For any of our female viewers out there, for legal reasons, this is a joke.
Please don't sue us.
Actual reasons and not just legal reasons.
No.
What are the actual reasons?
Yeah, what are the actual reasons, Kenny?
Other than legal.
Because women are people.
Yes, of course. Legally speaking, they're definitely people.
Yes. If we're looking at the eyes of the law, women are legally people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I agreed to do this.
Okay, yes.
Are we going to have our first walkout? The band's splitting up already.
Jacob, we're gonna be canceled before our first episode drops.
Oh my god. Kenny is on Twitter right now, like being like the if podcast is canceled. They said women aren't people.
Well, Jacob, this is good. This is good because we haven't chosen a name yet, so we could very easily get out of this by change it right now.
Okay, we are getting very sidetracked.
Okay.
Who is the person we're going to switch bodies with?
I think objectively, it's gotta be like Batman, right?
I was thinking Elon Musk.
Batman isn't a real person.
Wait.
What?
Huh?
Didn't you say that you would switch with Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't it have to be real people?
Wait. What are you saying about Batman?
Yeah, what do you think about Batman?
Seth, is this podcast just going to be us harassing our guest star?
Okay, this podcast should be called Gaslight.
This podcast will be called Jacob and Seth bully someone for an hour.
Yeah, we gas. Okay. Let's take it a little seriously. Objectively, I'm gonna say objectively the best person to switch bodies with for 24 hours. The most you could do in 24 hours is probably Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, honestly, because I was thinking because if it's just for 24 hours, if I the most I could do if I switch bodies like the president is just say some whack shit. I couldn't actually do anything that would change anything.
Honestly, for how it's been going this year, someone could be swapping bodies with Trump for 24 hours.
Do you think Trump
every
has
couple
been selling
weeks
out his body, his mortal husk to people for 24 hours?
I mean, if he was, I'd be a candidate. I'd do that.
Oh, I would easily sell my
mortal
vessel.
But think about Jeff Bezos. You could literally do anything you wanted. You have an access to unlimited money. If you hate the dude, just jump off a building. In 24 hours, your body swaps back. He's dead. You're not.
Wait, would you get stuck in the body if you died? If he died?
If you die in the body, you die in real life.
No, it does say 24 hours, so no matter what you do, you're trapped in that body for 24 hours. I think if you did try to kill yourself, you'd be just stuck in the lifeless husk, your consciousness.
Or would you go to the afterlife but then return to your body so you would get to see what the afterlife is like?
Ooh. But
But then you would return.
that is true.
Hey, I'm looking at Jeff Bezos's Wikipedia article right now, and I had a thought.
Mm-hmm.
What if I dissolved Amazon when I swap bodies with him?
Jacob, that's an entirely different what if question.
You're right. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. But are we all three in agreement that Jeff Bezos is the...
Oh, 100%, yeah.
100%.
That is the right answer.
That's a good person.
It's the good
Everybody,
answer.
so anybody else who came up with a different answer,
You're wrong.
yeah, leave the podcast.
Don't leave
be
the
mean to your
podcast.
audience.
Whoa, we're not saying leave the podcast. We're just saying everything you believed up until this point was misinformation and that your life is a lie.
Of course. And, well, that's why they're listening to this podcast, is so they can, realize the truth.
Exactly.
We
All
are
right.
the truth.
All right, so let's move on to the next one.
God, we're dangerously close to starting a cult.
Jacob, what if?
What if we started a cult? Okay, what's the next question? And after this, can we figure out what our name is?
Well, I was gonna say, what is our name? What do you think our name should be for this podcast?
Let's do one more question, just because I feel like if we don't do another one right now, the rest of the podcast will just not have any more questions.
Okay, so to pick the next question, I'm gonna roll some dice. 23. So we're gonna go to number 23.
Teddy just texted me and said, "You guys are those guys from Sky High. What a bunch of bullies." And it is true. We did watch Sky High last night, and my immediate reaction, because you've seen Sky High, right, Seth?
Yeah, I've seen Sky High.
Jacob immediately goes, "That's me and stuff."
Okay,
The
honestly,
super fast guy and then the stretchy dude.
honestly though, that's so us. We're just doing it.
Seth, it's like, I don't know what it is, but literally every single, if there is two antagonists in any movie, if they're like a duo, it's always me and you. If there's three, it's me, you, and James.
That is true. We should delve into that more later, but my immediate thought was Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. The bullies in that, because there's three of them, and I think it definitely fits me, you, and James to a T.
I'm trying to, oh god, it's been so long since I've seen that show.
That is a good one.
Okay, but regardless, we'll get to that later. Okay, so 23.
What if we were in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide?
Okay, so if when you died, you could cease to exist or wander the earth forever, never being able to interact with anything, which would you choose?
Wow. This one is hard.
Is it?
Wander
I
the
think
earth
it is.
forever.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on.
I
Guys,
agree, honestly.
I think you guys aren't getting the gravity of this. This is forever.
Okay, but the other option is cease to exist.
True.
Yeah.
And that is the worst thing.
Why? You would... Okay, guys. Both of you. There was a time before you were born when you didn't exist. Was that time scary or bad or anything?
But now I know what existing is like, and I'm like, I don't stop.
But if you stopped existing, you wouldn't know what existing is like anymore.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Why?
Seth, this question's like, it's okay getting shot. Because before I got shot for the first time, it was it was fine. I didn't know what being shot was like. It wasn't terrible.
No, it's not. I think it would be absolute hell to wander the earth forever and not be able to interact. After 1,000...
All of the things that you've never seen, all of the sights that you'll never be able to see in your actual lifetime that you'll be able to see.
Okay, but what happens when you've seen everything? What do?
You'll never be able to see everything.
I see it again. I probably forgot some of them by then.
Okay, but Kenny, you 100% will be able to see everything, and you're trapped to the Earth. So when people leave and go into space, you're still here. Eventually, in 4 billion years, what happens when the fucking sun turns into a red giant and destroys the Earth? Are you still trapped in this space?
Well, I would imagine that it says wander the earth. So I'm imagining that once the earth is destroyed, then you cease to exist.
That we would go with it. Yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, I'll give you that I would probably wander the earth forever. But if it's not, and you're just I hate the whole being immortal thing. It's hell. It's literally hell.
I would be immortal in an instant.
Jacob, I wouldn't be immortal.
What? Okay, but Jacob,
if I have to choose between nothing after death and something after death, I would choose something.
So you'd rather go to hell than cease to exist.
Okay, maybe not.
But you just said like you'd rather choose something than nothing, and I'd want
wandering the earth forever.
That's fair.
See, my question is, so is it like Dante Inferno-esque hell, or is it just separation from God?
I don't know, Jacob. I don't make the hypotheticals. I just read them.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Anyways, yeah, the answer is wander the earth forever.
Since the majority says wander the earth forever, I will bite my tongue.
Wait, but it's the objectively right answer, Seth. You're forgetting the purpose of this podcast.
I did for a quick second because I was stuck in a what if. Now that I am back, I agree. It's the objectively right answer.
Great.
Okay, so what should we call this podcast?
Yeah, what the fuck is this podcast going to be called? I do like if ?
Like, Kenny, what like help us out here.
I don't know. Is it just you guys asking hypothetical questions every episode?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure we'll have other segments too.
There could be a couple other segments.
But based around this.
Based around asking hypothetical questions and then giving them objective truths.
Because it could just be like, I like if ? Because it gives kind of like
it's like
who's on second.
Yeah, or it's almost like got milk.
Right. Oh yeah. Got
hypotheticals.
Oh, that's it. Got.
No.
Got. It's just a got with a
question mark.
That's
or got
funny.
exclamation
I like
point.
just got.
Okay, but
or exclamation point. Got.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with what we're doing.
Oh,
Does
right.
It have to?
Okay, then how about just milk?
with a question mark.
Milk?
Milk?
I want somebody to go up to, I want somebody to be at work listening to a podcast, like, I don't know, in like a steel shop or some shit, and somebody goes up to him and he's like, what are you listening to? And like, the name's an insult. Like, this guy's going to get his ass beat after he says this.
Okay, Jacob, but for legal reasons, we cannot say any insults on the air.
We've been insulting Kenny this entire time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
I thought you. Just kidding.
I thought you meant like, okay, so you're talking more of like personal, like what podcast are you listening to? Like, oh yeah, it's the You're an Ugly Bastard podcast.
Yeah. Or make it super specific. Be like, Greg, you're a dick. That's the podcast name.
Okay, but
like,
I just
the time it won't make any sense. But the one time that Greg himself asks, "Hey, what do you listen to?" Greg, you're a dick.
Okay, yes, I understand. I understand that would be really funny. And if we have any Gregs out there listening, actually, the one Greg that I know is listening, you're a dick.
What Greg do you know?
What Greg do you know?
I don't think I've ever met somebody named Greg.
I know.
Wait. I don't know a Greg, but I know I can see right now through space and time to the one Greg that's listening, and I want him personally to know that he's an asshole and should reevaluate his life.
Seth's only superpower is being able to just focus on this one Greg and know everything about what he will ever do.
It's a curse. It's a curse and a blessing.
I know are lovely, so I feel like maybe you're being a little mean.
Kenny, what if I wasn't?
What if you are?
I think Greg understands.
Greg understands. It's not me doing it to be mean to Greg. It's me wanting the best for Greg and making him self-aware of his problems. Okay, but I really don't think like Greg, you're a dick is a good name for our podcast.
I disagree, but we can find.
None of us are named
Greg. An objective
Greg.
truth. It either is or isn't a good name for a podcast, right?
Oh, it's definitely a good name. Yes. It's just not the best.
Yeah, we're looking for the best name. Well, best name for our podcast or best name for any podcast? I think those are two different questions.
Podcast.
Yeah,
I feel like the best because I do feel like the best name for like podcasts in general is Greg, you're a dick.
I would disagree. I want to argue that for a second.
Or Got.
I was gonna say I think Got ? Is objectively the best name.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone wants to use that, go right ahead. Don't know what you're going to talk about.
For $5.
if you send me $5 per episode.
1 second. I'm patenting it right now.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh.
How do I patent things?
Jacob will get into that later. Okay, but I'm not sure. Is if question mark? I mean, that's like, what do you got better, Kenny? Like for hypotheticals.
Oh gosh.
I'm looking up a thing called "What If," just in case we're violating some.
Ooh, yeah. Like look up.
Yeah.
What if podcast?
There's a Netflix original.
That doesn't matter. It's something different. It should be fine as long as you guys are like, oh, there is something called the What If podcast.
There is, serious? Yes. Yeah. But they talk about paranormal things and mysterious questions. So I think if question mark is the way to go.
Let's see, just if podcast.
I don't think there's an intermittent fasting podcast.
Ooh, that should be the title of our podcast.
But that's
called the If podcast.
But no, it's capital I, capital F podcast. So
yeah, ours, I think we're still too close.
I think ours would be so like we can get other viewership from intermediate fasters.
No, wait. Okay,
we can steal a market.
our target demographic is intermediate fasters. But
to be fair though, there is no question mark. So I think if we have capital I, lowercase f, question mark, we would be in the clear.
Can we get that little squiggly line over the I? You know what I'm talking about?
Why?
But it's a capital I.
Style.
Ooh, we do have to choose our font though. I think the font is important. What if it's a really fancy I, like the I, like the medieval eyes, you know, like Once Upon a Time, the O is like super big and like fucking decorative.
So like, I was just thinking about it. If we do just call it if, whenever somebody's like, oh, I'm going to go to ifpodcast.com, then our podcast will come up instead.
Yeah,
we can finesse the Google search engine.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so are we committing? If
I feel like you guys won't be able to get away with that with copyright.
What do we get copyright?
No, I mean I'm saying that I feel like if probably has a copyright on that.
What, Kenny? You can't copyright words. It's why Dove soap and Dove chocolate exists, because Dove is an animal.
They can exist.
So we need to name. So we need to name our podcast.
Separate things, because one is soap and one is chocolate.
But so there is no other way. There is no other if podcast. It's literally called the Intermittent Fasting Podcast. It's not called the If Podcast. It's just intermittent fasting. So if we call our podcast If, then we're in the clear, because there's also a question mark there. Like, technically you can't copyright Got Milk. Like, I can make a t-shirt today that says Got Milk, and there's no way they can stop me. Or Nike's Just Do It. They can copyright the logo, but they can't copyright just words.
Seth, you're saying this with a lot of confidence, but like, I'm not sure you're right.
I also don't think that you're right. You can trademark phrases.
True.
Okay, but I think the word just if with a question mark is pretty much in the clear. We're also a low-level YouTuber.
Copyright depends on like the. See, I wish that I like.
Okay, one of the biggest podcasts I watch on YouTube is called The Official Podcast.
Hold up, I'm searching the trademark database.
They don't have a copyright on official podcasts. You don't need one.
Your brow. Shit, I have no idea what I'm doing on this. This website was made in like 1995. It looks like.
Okay.
If question mark, it looks like it is not in the trademark database. Because I don't think anybody has ever had. I don't think anybody has ever been. Just
titles, names, titles, short phrases, slogans, and sayings cannot be protected with the United States Copyright Office. However, as long as the saying is not generic, it may be protected with the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
I feel like if is pretty generic enough that like you just can't.
So yeah, common words and phrases can be trademarked. The person or company seeking the trademark can demonstrate that the phrase has acquired a distinctive secondary meaning apart from its original meaning. So
so once we're like big enough, we can trademark.
We could, but for now, it just means if.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We have no legal bit backing whatsoever. That's exactly what I wanted for this podcast.
Exactly. So, if. All right, Jacob. Would you like to pull up the next question? I think you should pull up the next question.
Oh God, I wasn't prepared for this at all.
Good.
Why is that good? I don't think poor planning is like a positive.
You're right. I was wrong.
Okay, cool. Objective truth.
Objective truth.
That should be the name of our podcast. Objective truth.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's too wordy. It's too mouthy.
It's not. I feel like that's better than it.
I would not watch a podcast called Objective Truth because I'd be very turned off on the fact that they think they're right about everything, even though they're very much wrong.
What if hear me out. What if our name changes every single podcast episode?
Well, then we don't have a brand, Jacob.
It could be a running gag. Everything is our brand at that point.
Yes.
You're right. Next podcast, Got Milk.
So let's just go through the trademark database and just do like a random search each time.
Okay, Jacob, I'm checking my book of objective truths right now. You know the one we have with objective truths, and it does say that if ? Is objectively the best name for this podcast.
Okay, never mind then.
Yep.
I wish I had my book on me.
We don't like to consult the book.
The book is also saying, though, that Seth's edition is outdated.
What do you mean? Oh,
my book, Objective Truth. It says your edition's outdated.
Oh, wait. Mine says it's not outdated. What's the objective truth?
What year was yours written?
There's just a little infinity sign.
Mine has the infinity plus sign.
Did you? Oh, you sly bastard! You upgraded. You got the upgraded version.
I did. I was a fool and I went for the premium package.
You know what? The only issue with that, Jacob, is that the updated version does have like product placement, which changes objective truth.
Oh well. Okay, never. Damn it.
So like 99% of it's right, but then you ask it like what's the best soda, and it definitely just says Coke.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But even if it is true, they did pay for it to be true.
Okay. Listen, I put down my book of hypothetical of my objective truths. I'm looking at some hypotheticals now, and some of these are very interesting.
Well, let's ask this one specifically to Kenny. I don't think Kenny has enough time to answer.
Oh, so this is going to be an objective truth for Kenny then.
Well, I mean, they're all just objective truths, but I want Ketty to be the one to, like, discover it.
Okay, yeah. We need to kind of guide Ketty to the objective truth.
Okay.
Oh, Ketty, this one's great for you. If you're able to throw a party and money wasn't an issue, what kind of party?
Oh my gosh. Any party?
Remember, it has to be objectively the best.
Okay, so... My initial thought
He's like sweating.
is that it has to be in the ocean.
Like legitimately underwater.
Underwater! Because you know how they have those like cool like bubble glass things underwater?
You mean the one in SpongeBob?
No.
I was thinking more of the one in... You mean the one in... episode 1 of Star Wars, The Phantom Menace.
No, I mean the ones in
you
real life.
You want a Jar Jar Binks party?
Kenny, what are you? I really don't think what you're thinking of actually exists.
Yes, they do.
They
have like underwater hotels.
Okay, but that's a hotel. You're explaining like a glass dome.
These are like glass domes.
No, that's a building that they just built and then placed underwater.
Yes. But they're all, like, spherical.
The only things that are coming out when I look up underwater glass dome craft builds.
Yes, that is what I was thinking too. Is that as I was popularized through my early days of Minecraft Let's Plays, so all I can also think of is the fact that this sounds a lot like mine. You have to throw a Minecraft party?
Are you proposing a Minecraft party? That's underwater?
No. Okay, wait. Okay, I feel like this is so... Okay. Because I want to throw a party to my taste, but I can't do that because it has to be to everyone's taste.
That's not true.
Your taste could just be objectively better than others.
Yeah, that is true.
Wait, Ketty, I am sending you a photo that I found.
Is it of a Minecraft dome, like, underwater?
I really wish that would have been the I would have done, but it wasn't, and I'm kind of really upset that I didn't now.
Okay, I'll put some Minecraft domes up on the screen right now for everyone at home.
Okay, cool. What's going to be the... Okay.
Is this real?
I have no idea.
This is what I'm talking about.
I sent it to Seth, too.
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Jacob, that's a screenshot from BioShock.
Isn't it? No, it's not. For a split second, I was like, holy shit. Oh my god.
But I believe I believe that's an above ground aquarium.
What?
I believe that's I think that's an aquarium that, like, they built and then filled with water. I don't think that's the ocean.
Why did you specify above ground?
Because I think above
above ground.
Above sea level.
All aquariums are above sea level.
Oh, except for the one under the ocean.
Oh yeah, that one.
Okay,
aquarium themed party. Yeah. I love the idea that Seth has no idea what the ocean is. He just calls it the big aquarium.
The big aquarium. Well, they have those little pods you get into and go down to the bottom to see all the cool stuff.
Submarine party.
Oh, now you're onto something.
Is it still underwater?
It's a submarine. Why wouldn't it be underwater?
Kenny, you do have unlimited money. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to do to the economy, but you do have unlimited money.
Make the submarine completely out of gold.
No. Make the submarine so big so that so many people can come to the party.
The last time something like that happened, it was called the Titanic.
That was an above water boat.
Oh, so it can't sink if it's
water boat. This is exactly the same thing that happened like 10 seconds ago.
Above water boat. That's the name of this episode. The name of this episode is Above Water Boat.
Above water boat. I'm like, is this like a curse of our podcast now? Redundant like explanations and descriptions of things? Oh my god. So we're going to have an unbreakable submarine.
Yeah.
Okay, but they also said that about the Titanic, though. They also said it was unsinkable. That was what I was going for.
It's going to be an unbreakable submarine. Don't worry. That's an objective.
It scrapes the bottom of an iceberg, killing everyone on board.
I'm just like imagining just like fucking like unbreakable submarine, and then like a little asterisk next to it that just says may not be indestructible. What materials will you use for the submarine, Ketty?
You have unlimited money.
I'm not an engineer.
So she's going to pay the best engineer. She's going to pay all the engineers to make it. So they'll make the decision.
Guys, I just realized why Ketty might be wrong.
Why?
How are you going to smoke on a submarine? Cigarettes or the other one, the bad one. Unless you live in any of the states that it's not bad in.
They've legalized cocaine in states?
Why would I be smoking cocaine?
You said the bad one.
That's not the...
Wait, why would I be smoking cocaine?
Don't you smoke cocaine?
No, you smoke crack, Seth.
They're different?
Yes.
I thought crack and cocaine were the same, and then there's meth and heroin. Oh, we're getting demonetized instantly. I just said all the drug words.
Let's just say whatever we can right now for like the automated like search thing to like just find this as fast as we can.
No, please don't, Jacob. Jacob, stop!
No.
Jacob, we're literally don't. Yeah, we can't get banned off of YouTube.
By saying war?
I don't know. Or do I look like Jimmy Fallon? Do I look like I can get away with that? No.
What does Jimmy
Fallon get away with that? What?
That's an
I did
inside
have a
rip at
nickname at
YouTube.
work once.
Wait, no,
and
back,
I
Keddy.
was-
We gotta get back to the question of Keddy. You can talk about your weird nicknames at whatever job you had later. But Keddy, what is the best party? So we're in an unsinkable submarine.
We're in an unsinkable submarine. But that's the thing. It's like, so submarines can come up for air, right?
Yeah.
So that's when we take our smoke breaks.
So there can be a party deck on top of the submarine, and they can come up for air so that people can have smoke breaks.
Ooh, so
okay.
like
And it's a cruise.
this submarine will. How tall will the fucking deck be? Oh, you're saying we only sometimes use that, actually.
Yeah. So it'll be pretty small.
I was kind of thinking when you said that of the submarine always being
There's
underwater.
an elevator that goes up to
Yeah.
a deck that's always above water.
And just a very, very long elevator up top.
So Keddy,
No, that's better. That's so much
Okay.
better. Because imagine it's nighttime and there's a party and it's on a full moon night.
Mhm.
And you can take this elevator up, see the moon, and then drop back down and be in the ocean, all within a span of minutes.
Okay, for some reason I thought when you were mentioning full moon you were getting into like werewolf territory for some reason.
Kenny,
I'm glad
will there
that-
be werewolves at this party?
Well, I don't personally know any werewolves, so I wouldn't invite any. However, if I meet a werewolf before then, they could totally come.
Would that be the best party though, to have a werewolf on a full moon at it though?
How much control does this werewolf have over it?
Like, is he just like a cool wolf when he's like a werewolf, like some Harry
'Cause that'd
Potter?
be sick.
Or
That'd be
like,
sick as
is he
fuck.
like a bloodthirsty monster that's going to eat my heart and liver?
Yeah, can he control himself?
He can definitely control himself.
But
Oh, okay.
you said you haven't
In that
met
case,
him
cool.
though.
Yeah, but I have faith in him.
Okay. Well, then that's cool. That's a pretty objectively cool party so far. Anything else you want to add in?
So, what kind of snacks we're going to have?
Um,
And what are we celebrating? The full moon. We're celebrating the full moon.
the full moon.
That's a pretty sick party. Anything celebrating the moon's pretty cool.
Feels a little pagany, but like I'm about it.
Okay, but so does Christmas.
Okay, so what snacks we're going to have?
Okay, what are some moon cakes?
Moon pies.
Moon pies?
We are. This is still a submarine themed party, though.
No. This is definitely just like we're underwater and the moon's up there, but we're partying down
We're
here.
hiding from the moon.
No, because the ocean and the moon are so interconnected that like you should celebrate them together.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shrimp.
so it's like.
No,
what if
that's
you catch your own
mean.
food?
We can't eat any seafood.
What? What?
What?
It's part of the. It's half ocean party.
I know, but I would feel bad eating the seafood.
Are
and
you
the fish
saying
would see us.
we're disrespecting the ocean by eating?
But if they saw us,
Who's they?
I'm not like Kenny. I'm not saying like let's like have shark fin soup and like endangered dolphin tartare. I'm saying that
I
we
understand.
like have the shrimp, the animals with brains the size of like sand. Like
Wait, I am just saying though. What if we? Okay, I do think it'd make it an objectively better. Did have endangered animals to eat.
Keddy.
No.
Can we get
Keddy.
pandas on this?
Keddy, here you have unlimited money to throw this party, right?
Yeah.
You should throw it and have all these endangered animals to eat, but you should use your rest of unlimited money to make them all not endangered.
To revive the
Kenny,
populations.
open-
Oh, that's so good.
You can make your own, like, okay, you can make your own, like, I don't want to say farm, sanctuary for endangered animals. And, occasionally we'll eat one.
Like a stupid one that it's better off.
Like, let's say,
No.
like, I lose my bear trap at your sanctuary one day, and one of the pandas, like,
How
step
do
in
you
it.
lose a bear trap?
It's easier than you think.
Yeah, it's very, yeah.
And, like, a panda, like, steps on it, and, like, we have to kill him to put him out of his misery. How about we just eat him then?
I'm gonna have a no bear traps allowed at my sanctuary rule.
Okay, thank you for putting in that rule. I've already lost it there.
yeah. Thanks for making a action after I lost it.
Like, how are we going to find my bear trap? That was expensive.
Okay, but so Kenny, what I'm getting at, because I think we should wrap this one up, is that you're going to have a underwater moon party with werewolves and exotic animals to eat. And I think objectively, that's the coolest fucking party ever.
Like, I don't think anybody could disagree that that was the most rad party they had
Like,
ever
if
been
I
to.
was somehow invited to that, I think it'd be all downhill after that party.
What if, like, but like, okay, horrible question, but like, what if the vibe was just off at that point?
The vibe wouldn't be off. It's a full moon.
It's a full moon, Jacob. The vibe literally cannot
Oh,
be
okay,
off.
so the vibes have to be on.
The moon
Yeah, the vibes
is
are always on a full moon.
the moon is literally vibe checking everyone to make sure it's okay.
Exactly, and it's in the ocean. Your vibes can be off in the ocean.
Kenny has a point there. Unless
I
you're
literally put
alone.
all of the things in place to make sure that the vibes are on.
What if not enough people show up?
Kenny or Jacob, she has unlimited money. She'll just pay people to show up.
So this is no okay, perfect party. The party it has only like a group of maybe 5 at a time, right? The rest are paid actors to hype you up. Like, imagine you go out with your bros or your girls. I'm out on ladies' night, and we got our wine, and we go onto this boat, and like everybody there is just like, oh my god, you guys are killing it. Look at your dance moves. You're amazing.
Oh yeah. So okay, yeah. There definitely has to be some hired actors that specifically are to hype up the real people, but not too many. Like I think it should be at 50-50.
50-50? Yeah, 50-50. So that could be a fun game. Figure out who the actors are.
Oh my gosh, it's like a murder mystery, except without the murder.
Except half of them
Well,
are just
actually, we do
taking life.
have a werewolf there, so it could be a murder
It could be
mystery.
a murder mystery.
There's
Which-
like a 5% chance of a murder
Like
mystery.
imagine
happening
trying
during
to
this
solve
party.
that murder mystery, and it's like who murdered, Billy, and like there's just a werewolf in the corner covered in blood, like eating his heart and liver.
I'm just like imagining like a lineup of like 3 people. One of them is just like a werewolf.
Yeah, big scary
And
werewolf.
like it's like you guys are the only people we have not had accounted for during the murder.
And then it turns out to not be the werewolf.
Yeah. Then at the last minute, like the fucking like he's like I just couldn't stand his sick dance moves.
It wasn't blood all over me. The werewolf says it was cocktail sauce from the shrimp.
From our exotic endangered shrimp that we had.
Okay, well, I think we put a wrap to that one. Anyone out there with unlimited money?
Somebody please throw this party.
Speaking to Jeff Bezos exclusively, I know you're watching.
Okay, when we swap bodies with Jeff Bezos, we are going to make this party.
Okay, yes. All right, and I think we should do one more, then wrap it up.
How long have we been at this?
We're at the 47-minute mark.
Oh wow.
I know. So I think we do one more, and I'll find it. I'll roll the dice, see what we get.
I hate that you're actually rolling dice.
Oh my god! I think I got another. I think I literally got a number we did.
Please tell me. Please tell me we just get to answer the same question again.
No, no. If you could choose the next crazy fake health trend, what health trend would you create?
This is the best question ever.
So we already stole like our intermittent fasting group, and now we're giving them the next. We're giving all these intermittent fasters the next big thing.
So we're agreeing that like whatever this is, it's not real. It doesn't actually help.
Oh no, it doesn't. I mean, objectively, it would be the next health craze if it were real.
Okay, so it doesn't help though.
Oh no. It probably makes things very, very, very much worse for everyone involved.
Wow, this is just such a good. There's so many options here. Wow.
And then my first thought was like, it ended up being something that's real, like just taking the blood of young people and like putting it in yourself. That's a real thing people do.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Does
it
it
is.
work?
Old people will get like it's like I think it's like dialysis where they like or that's purifying blood, but it's like the same thing where some young person they like drain give a pint of young person blood, drain a pint of yours, and then you get the young person blood put into you.
What? That's so weird.
Because the young person blood has is like the white blood cells and the DNA or whatever is like younger and healthier. So that's like there's no scientific fact behind it. It's like, it's awful and
That
crazy.
sounds like some like weird alchemist in the Middle Ages, like is trying to give a king this like solution.
My other thought was
New health trend: bloodletting.
ooh, okay,
Let's have some throwbacks.
let all the bad spirits out of your blood.
We have to purify the humors.
It's actually we're gonna call it vibe letting, Jacob.
Ooh, vibe letting, but it's just putting leeches on people. We could so sell this like if you put the leeches on, they'll just drain all your bad vibes out.
We gotta call them something other than leeches, because leeches have a bad connotation. So what's a new word we can call
what's
them?
a fun new word for
They're
leeches?
vibe checkers.
Vibe checkers. Our little vibe checkers.
No, that's too mainstream. We gotta think of something cool, like
Lech. No, that sounds terrible still.
it does.
I
I was like, this is a viber. No.
Funworm.
Funworm.
Blood boys. Blood boys.
Ooh, Blood Boys. Oh, me and my Blood Boys. Oh, I love that.
What do you got on you right there? Oh yeah, it's my blood boy.
Yeah.
I see you're jealous. I got it. He's checking my vibes.
Oh, and we could sell bedazzling kits for them.
Oh, we
The
can
Blood
dress
Boys.
up we can dress up our Blood Boys.
How to walk around town and how to walk around town vibe letting while also looking fab with your blood boys. That's the title of the magazine.
Somebody is going to if that was on a magazine, I feel like there'd be an entire generation who wouldn't be able to read what the fuck we just wrote down.
Yeah.
Someone would read that and they'd be like, I had a stroke. I better go to the hospital.
I know, but is this the best trend?
Okay, this is
I think this is a solid start, but I think we could take this farther.
I'm so but the thing is, it's not the best trend. It is one of the best things we've ever said in my life, though.
I'll give you that, but I think we need to come up with.
Are so good.
I would personally get a blood boy, personally.
I would get a blood boy.
I've already sold a blood boy. Hey, Jeff Bezos.
I think
we know you're listening.
I think we solved it. Vibe letting is the next new health trend, and everyone buys blood boys, puts them on themselves, and lets a little vibes out. Let some bad vibes.
Let out your bad vibes with your blood boys.
Blood boys, and then we sell imagine a blood boy in jorts.
Oh my
Wait, that
god,
would be
I love
so
it.
cute.
I know.
Wait. I'm having a vision. A little blood boy with a Hawaiian shirt, jorts, and a straw hat.
Oh my gosh, I love that blood boy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think we've hit gold. I'm gonna quit the podcast business.
Yeah, this podcast was fun, Seth, but there's money here.
Do you think we could with the right marketing teams actually sell this stuff? Imagine the BuzzFeed article about where it's vibe letting, the do's and don'ts.
Make a separate podcast, right? This podcast is fun. We'll have another podcast all about vibe letting.
Vibe letting, and then we'll get marketing and we'll start selling it and be like, yes, I came up with the idea when I was looking at the 13th century health textbook that said that if you carve a hole in the back of someone's head, it lets all the demons out. And the next page had vibe letting on it.
Oh my god, this is. I really want a pet leech now.
We can get that for you, Jacob.
No, you can't. Well, yeah, you can.
You probably really would. Yeah, you really could. But I think that's gonna be, guys. I think that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
To our podcast adventures.
Solid first episode.
Solid first episode.
Shout out to Greg and Jeff Bezos.
And also Greg and Jeff Bezos, hit us up. We could
hit us up. You can be our next dudes on here.
If anyone wants to sponsor us, just send the channel a message. We'll take any money we can get. Honestly,
I have a mortgage to pay. This is all I got going right now.
Yeah. So remember to check out our socials. Mine is, of course, everything is at SethMOfficial. Jacob, do you want to plug anything? Any of yours?
I have an upcoming podcast with my bro Little Jarrett. No idea what it's called or what it's even about. I'm going to do it at some point, though.
Okay, okay. Kenny, do you want to plug anything?
I don't use any social media,
Do you have a
so
band though, right?
I
Like
have a
that's
band. I write songs and sing in it. It's called Brain Broke. We have an album coming out eventually. Listen to that eventually.
We really have so much stuff to plug. We're great. Follow me on
We're
Twitter.
great.
I don't
Yeah.
have a Twitter. Never mind.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kenny, for being our first guest. I mean, if you want to come back next
was
week,
an honor,
I
Kenny.
doubt we have like a lot of people to talk to. Like if you
People
want to
hate
if you
us.
want to be a if you want to be a regular Kenny, like we can make that work.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh hell yeah! All right, you heard it here first, guys. The lead singer for Brain Broke.
Hey, I have to cut this part out. I have to go real quick. I'll be right back.
But
just
we're
record-
done.
We'll record
We're
me
done.
later.
We're done,
Just
Jacob.
record me later. We'll overdo it.
Okay, we're gonna leave on that note. Thank you all so much for watching the first episode of If. And I will see you guys all next week. New episodes should be coming every Thursday. Every Friday. My bad. Friday, new episode. See you guys all later.
Bye
Peace
everyone.
out.
Have a great week.
Bye.